You look gorgeous.
Likewise, thank you. I love all the white. Yes, ma'am.
I just try.
Yes.
Thank you. I was trying to get on my other device, so
Mhm.
excuse like my lateness, but
All right, because it took me a minute to realize you can't do this on your computer. It is mobile only.
so yeah, I was trying to do it from my other device because the camera quality is better, but
Understood. Yes,
like
I
you
see
see
that
how
you're like pacing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like that was
Do you
my
want me to give you some
delay.
time to try to connect on your other device?
See, now I feel like I made it worse. Hold on.
Do you need time to connect on your other device? Oh, there we go.
Period.
Oh,
A good
okay.
little wipe down never hurt nobody.
Right.
So I'm excited. I listened to all them songs. Okay, first of all, before we get into that, let's get into introducing yourselves and introducing ourselves. Tonight we are on here. I am on here as Goddess at Love. You all know and love me. I am going to be interviewing the wonderful and lovely. Her name is Worthy Elevation. Worthy of Elevation. Is that right?
Worthy elevation. Yes.
See, I knew I was gonna get there. So y'all can find her on Instagram at that handle. Is that any of your other social handles?
So it's the same. If you want to follow my yoga journey, it's Worthy Elevation on all platforms. If you want to follow my personal journey, I am Worthy, but the club is closed right now. The club is not open. So follow me on Worthy Elevation.
Wonderful. So y'all can hit her up there on her Instas or on her socials. And we are here for balanced reflections, right? So this is a little podcast or a little session that I'm starting to have with individuals of the community to talk about matters of the heart, just discuss some things that are on our mind and on our heart space that we normally probably don't feel like we can talk about amongst our own self, let alone with other individuals. So I'm trying to just, create that safe space so we all can come on here and do that.
I'm excited.
Awesome. So let's talk about this playlist.
Let's talk about the playlist because I loved yours. I was like, oh yes, I'm gonna go back and listen to one of them, but I didn't get a chance to. But when I played yes, I was like, I haven't heard this gospel song in so long, and it just filled me up. I was like, thank you. I love that song.
Like, honest to God, I was just like, I'm so excited about because first of all, I didn't know who Daft. Okay, I heard the song,
Hmm.
technology. How do you say it? Technologica.
Technologic, technologic, technologic.
Girl, I listened to that song and I was just like, she is really far out. And then somebody in the comments was like, "This is Elon Musk, baby," and because
I am
right.
not a fan of Elon Musk or the Teslas. Let me just get that out there right now. I have been listening to Daft Punk since the early 2000s, okay? Before he came around. Before I even knew that Kanye was going to sample them. I've been listening to Daft Punk. Don't play with me.
I was like, okay, she really in here like giving all types of like good energy and good like get up and move vibes. So
You get me? Yes, thank you.
I love that for you because I was just like, now at first I was like, I knew she ain't got me getting ready to listen to no type of punk rock metal because like the little baby's head came on there and I was like, what is this? But it was fine.
It gets
I
you
actually
moving.
enjoyed the song. I
Right.
did. Now, your next song, or the song I want to talk about, is Glorilla's Prayer
Mm-hmm.
or Glow's Prayer. I was like, okay, what prompted that to be on your list?
Honestly, the first time I heard it, I thought about my friends who are going through their own challenges in their relationships. And then when I listened to it again today, because I listened to the entire list that I gave you just to make sure like it was on point, and it was for me right now in my journey. And just reflecting on like past relationships because I'm in a place where I'm decentering romantic relationships and really pouring into myself and platonic relationships. So having that reflection of being like, this is what you've been dealing with, girl, and why are you dealing with that stuff? Like, no, let's not do that anymore. Let's focus on ourselves and not put so much into other people. So that's what inspired that one.
So, since we talking about dating, because that's one of the questions, when was the last time you dated yourself?
Like, took myself on a date.
Yeah.
I feel like recently, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. I did. I went out last month, I want to say, and I took myself to Cafe Intermezzo
To
and did
what?
people watching. Cafe Intermezzo. Oh, I forget you don't live here. So Cafe Intermezzo is like a French little cafe in Atlanta. It's really popular. They have used to have a lot of locations, but now they just have well, do they? I think they just have the one that's in Midtown now. So there's inside that's like really sexy and datey. They have dim lights and stuff. They play French in the bathroom. And then outside, there's like a little strip where you can people watch at these two-seater bistro like tables. So yes, it's very lovely.
Okay, she said, and when I take myself out, I step out all the way. I don't just tiptoe out, honey. Like I'm out.
Yes.
I'm outside.
It was really nice to be able to like take myself out and be looking people watching in there and it's all busy and I'm there by myself. But it felt great.
Like I'm happy for you. Like,
Thank you.
cause we just in the light stages right now.
Yes.
Are you looking for love or looking or attracting a spouse right now?
I'm gonna say I won't say I'm looking. It would be nice to have, but I'm not looking. I really just don't. I feel like my relationship right now is my business for the elevation. So until somebody is coming in to be an asset to that and what I already got going on in my life, I really don't have time for anything else.
True. I feel that. I'm here for that. Self love is the highest form of love, anyways. Like, we learn to love ourselves before we love all of these other people.
Exactly.
Then that real love is going to trickle in.
Mhm.
I feel
Mhm.
like that's when you're going to be able to really attract the love that you want. Because then you're putting it out there for the universe to be like, okay, she doing her big one for herself.
Mhm.
So now
Exactly.
she could probably do half of that for somebody else. Because I mean,
Mhm. Mhm. Because I'm
why?
recently out of a relationship. I just got out of a relationship in I think it was April. This year's been a blur to be honest. So that's also the reason why I'm just like I'm chilling.
This year has been a blur because didn't it just hit 2024? Like 2024, like
And it's about to be 2025 in like less than 90 days.
girl, this last quarter is quartering, honey.
We're in a black hole or something. Something the timeline's
The
set up.
time is
It
just
didn't tell
going
us.
by so fast. I'm
I
just
can't
like,
keep
what?
up.
So, next question. Or so you live in Atlanta right now.
Yes.
What's that scene like?
What scene? Which scene do
Okay.
you refer to? Like the dating scene? Or just any
Just
scene? Just like what's the vibe here?
yeah.
Different. Um I've been in and out of Atlanta since 2006. And then I went back home right before the pandemic happened. I'm from Griffin, Georgia, but my parents live in Hampton. So I went back to Hampton, and when I came back to Atlanta after the Panini in 2023, yes, 2023 last year, it's completely different. So it's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly what's going on, but I can see a lot of what made Atlanta beautiful and fun is gone. So we
God.
have festival season, which is like the best time to be here, but we have promoters now that don't prioritize the experience. They're just price gouging. And so the experience is not the same as what we're used to having. And so you kind of don't want to go as much anymore. But I love going to festivals. I love seeing that we are very diverse and that there's different melanated people there at these events now. Because it used to be, I could count on one hand how many of us it was. So that's nice to see. but it's still segregated because we're still the South.
Mm.
Yeah.
It feels segregated.
Mhm. Mhm.
See, I've been to Atlanta, but I don't know. I guess mm, I don't know. I don't know.
Do you remember your first impression when you came? What did you do? Were you here for like to have fun, to see family?
No, it was not. I wouldn't call it fun. I would call it a transition on my own journey. I got to like I'm big on like spirit animals and stuff, so I got to work with horses, and so I got to work with horses and stuff while I was there, and I got to eat a whole bunch of vegan food. Like I went to Cecili's.
Yes.
Girl,
You
I
didn't like
love Cecily. Hmm.
you didn't like it or you did?
Oh, I loved it. I
Okay.
absolutely love Cecili's. I went to I hit up so many vegan spots. I'm pretty sure everybody was tired of seeing me come around just eating up all their food, but like I ate good while I was in Atlanta. There was the breakfast. What is that? What Atlanta vegan breakfast?
Oh, I don't know. Might
They
look it up.
hosted something with Rick Ross or something like that. They had bomb vegan food. That's the point, child. It was just so good, and it was like right
You're
next
right.
to
There's some place called Atlanta Vegan Breakfast. I did not know.
they're closed now, I think.
Oh,
Or
let's
don't
see.
make me lie. I don't know if they moved to like a different location or if they closed permanently, but I know something was going on to where they didn't stay open. But yeah, Atlanta was a time. It was
Okay.
a time for me. It wasn't the best time, but I learned a lot. I grew a lot. It was my first time seeing a waterfall. Like,
Where did you
a,
go? Amicalola Falls? High
say that
Falls?
again.
Amicalola Falls?
Mm-mm.
Amicola? Niagara or not Niagara. What is the other one?
No, girl, I was not off up in Canada.
Right? Oh, we have another one that's south past Macon. I can never remember the name of that falls, but you don't remember what it was.
No, so I actually went to two of them. So there was one spring we went to, and then, well, that was a spring. That doesn't count as a fall. But there was a fall we went to, and it was like behind a graveyard. I don't know.
Okay.
No. Yeah, it was behind a graveyard. It was really like ducked off. Um, it was nice. It was quiet. It was
Okay.
cute or whatever. So I really got to see and connect with nature while I was there, which I feel like when you are able to connect with nature in that sense, like it's something about just being amongst the trees and being amongst nature that allows like spirit to talk to you,
Mm,
especially if you like trying to calm yourself down. Poems of an Earth Warrior, my book, which anybody who's listening to this right now, this is a not a paid promotion, but it's a promotion nonetheless. Go to my website at goddessmyatlove.org and purchase Poems of an Earth Warrior. So yeah, that's pretty much what that poetry book is about. Just me being out in nature during COVID, and because I didn't feel safe in being in my house, but that's another story for another day.
understood.
But yeah, being out in nature is just something about that connection that just
And Georgia's so beautiful and green and lush that it really just like gives you a nice green hug, which is beautiful. Like we have great state parks here.
see. I didn't go to no state parks, but I went to them daggone waterfalls. They was great. They was
Which
great.
is
But anyway,
great. Like that's cool. That is amazing. And for it to be your first time, did you get to go in the water?
yeah. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can. Should I say this out loud? Should I say it out loud? So, oh my gosh. So I actually was not in a stable place at the time, and I took it upon myself because do you know Ibea? Have you ever heard Ibea? It's a group called Ibea, and they
Mm-mm.
have a song called "Come to Your River," or it's called River.
Okay. I'm gonna
Hold
look it
on.
up.
Let me see
Oh,
if I
wait.
could.
Okay.
So yeah, they have a song called "Come to Your River," and if you know anything like about Orishas or anything like that, like Oshun is the goddess of like the rivers and you know things like that. So I took it upon myself to cleanse myself in one of the springs out there and just really connect with that particular deity and deity and just say to myself, you know what, like this is the cleanse I need right now. This is the reset that I need. Um, this is how I'm giving back to the earth because I don't know any other way but to allow nature to take on all of this. I couldn't get to the ocean,
Right.
so I had to get to the nearest, you know, water is flowing energy. It's going to cleanse you. It's going to replenish. It's going to restart. It's going to remove and just re-energize you. And that's exactly what I wanted to give to the water. And I wanted the water to give to me, like cleanse me of all of this negativity that I'm receiving. So Georgia was absolutely beautiful. So I think that's something else. But
You
that
sound like
song
me
was
when I
what.
was in Chicago. That's how I felt when I was in Lake Michigan. So
Mm.
cold, but so cleansing. And when I came back home, I felt like a new person, and a lot of things shifted in my life. So I'm happy to have that experience as well.
Let me
I
see.
want
I
to
think
ask you
that.
about your other songs though. So, what about Bigger? What made you encourage you to put that one on there?
Oh my gosh, I forgot we was going through songs. See, I'm glad
It's
we
okay.
here. We here. We is here. We
Yeah.
is here. So for bigger, um, I think when I put bigger on there, I was really thinking about my own journey. Like since I have been a young, like I want to say since I was like in high school, people always ask me, "Who do you think you are?" Like do you think you can change the world? And my answer has always been yes. Like without a shadow of a doubt. Like it's never not crossed my mind that I would be impactful not only to my community, but as a whole. Um, like just as a whole, just impacting an entire community. So sometimes like when I'm going through things or if I'm trying to navigate a situation, I always remind myself that it's not so much that it's happening to me, but it's happening for me.
Yes.
And and we can get caught up in the narrative of God, why me? But it always reminds me to just say, you know what, um somebody walked so I could run, and I'm finna try to run as best as I can right now so the next person after me can sprint and have no troubles.
Exactly.
So I think that's why I put that song on there. It's just such a grounding song for me. Like,
Mhm. I was in the shower when it came on. And I was like, yes, this playlist is going to be everything.
and
I'd
since
never
we on,
heard Levels before. So that one was new to me. Oh, are you okay?
girl, we good. We were slipping down. We were slipping down.
You called it though.
But you put Alien Superstar on there.
Yes.
So come on.
So that one, oh my God, when Renaissance came out, I was just like, and I'm not a Beyonce fan. I didn't even become a real fan until she came out with her self-titled album. Like that album is everything to me. Um, so when Renaissance came out, I was like, oh my God. She is speaking to my soul. And Alien Superstar, I chose that one because we were talking earlier about me feeling like I didn't feel like I belonged in my hometown and feeling like I'm bigger than this place. And I still feel that way about Georgia. But at the same, on the other side of that coin, I don't want to take being here for granted because so many people would literally die to be here. But just like really starting to feel myself and acknowledging how I feel and don't fit in some places, and that's okay. because I'm bigger
Mm.
than this situation. It's bigger than me, and I'm still gonna shine. So that's why I choose that one.
Acceptance. Like,
Yes.
let's talk about that. Let's talk about acceptance,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I feel like sometimes we go into spaces, especially with you being a yoga teacher, like, but I guess you're in Atlanta. Okay, let me just finish my statement. So acceptance as in general, we go into these spaces and like as you being a yoga teacher, do you feel like that's an accepted platform for you being a brown woman, for you being you look really tall. How tall are you?
Oh, girl, no, I'm a midget. Well, I'm not a midget, but I'm short. I am only 5'3".
We are the bite-sized crew.
Yes, I say I'm fun sized.
Period.
Hmm.
But like, do you feel like you're accepted on that platform as a I said yoga. I'm not Medea.
It's
As a
okay. I
yoga
know what you
teacher.
mean. You mean like in these studio spaces or just in the yoga space in general?
In general and in the yoga spaces that you frequent and go to.
I would say in general, yes. Most of the time when I share that I'm a yoga teacher, people are really excited about that. And when I share things on the internet, people tend to engage, which is nice. Um, in studios, though, the demographic that practices there can make it sometimes feel unwelcoming. And those
Mm.
same microaggressions that we may experience in other places, you might experience in the studio as well. Um, and so you're having to navigate that, right? And make sure that you aren't letting how you feel take over the space because you want everybody to feel comfortable, but also trying to have boundaries and having that conversation with the studio owners like, hey, this is what was said. How are we going to handle this moving
Mm.
forward? And some of them are open to that feedback, some of them aren't. And so I evaluate myself. I feel like I'm like echoing or something. Let me turn my volume.
I like your plants back there, girl.
Thank you. It's not real. This one isn't. This is the only fake one I have. But that
I
one's
wouldn't have told nobody. Okay, the way I would have been like, "Thank you." Isn't she just flourishing back there?
fake. Fake it till you make it, I guess. But I don't get enough light, so I can't really have that. But I have a lot of other like tropical plants here. Maybe I'll show them to you one day. But
Like I said, I would have lied. Her name is Annabelle. She
right.
is
I
flourishing.
I don't name my plants. I try to really learn their actual scientific names.
Oh, okay. That's. I mean, that's real. That's real. Cause ain't no way in hell I'm gonna be around here talking about some. And this is Whitakis Abalacia. No, I'm not. I'm not her.
I'm
This
trying
is
to become
Betty.
her.
This is
Yeah.
Lisa. That's Cheryl, Renee, and Gina. Like,
The only ones that have names are ones that were like maybe given to me by someone, or if I got it at a ancestor's transition funeral, then I will name those after them. But other than that, they don't have no names.
period. I feel that. I feel that.
But yeah, so to your point or your question about yoga studios, it can be hard to navigate. Honestly, I don't love it. Because it still I just every studio has a different way that they want to teach yoga to their students, and that may or may not align with how we as yoga teachers want to teach. And so you have to accept where you are in life and be like, hey, is this something that I want to continue doing even though it doesn't feel aligned? Or I'm going to be honest and be like, hey, I'm going to move on from here, but thank you so much for this opportunity.
What's your style of teaching, though?
So
Like Hatha,
I
Vinyasa.
got trained in hatha, and if I'm not mistaken, we met through Black Yoga. Back to the what was it called? Not Black to Yoga. What?
Black Prana Yoga magazine.
Yes. Can we get into that later? Seriously. But I'm sorry. What was your question again? Ask me one more time if you remember.
What I mean, like
Oh,
you
so what do I
already.
mean? So what I mean by that is like one studio we couldn't use any mantras at all, but they had us use the mantra after every class
Why
that we
y'all
had
couldn't
to
use
say at
mantras?
the end of every class for them.
Why they was beefing with mantras? What they got against you speaking healthy to yourself?
I don't know.
Like, I don't know.
I don't know. And then another studio, I can't say chakras. I can't really talk about like the new moon, the full moon. No.
Were
um,
they like,
they feel like their demographic isn't into they're not spiritual, and a lot of them are new to yoga, so maybe the spiritual side didn't draw them to practice. Maybe they're practicing for their own physical fitness. So
oh,
there's the
okay.
difference. Like some people practice yoga for physical fitness, some people practice for mental fitness. So
Let's
having
talk
to
about.
know
I
which
would
of your
say,
students are coming in. So that's what I mean by, so I have to be very particular about what I say in class, what I want to teach. So it's very stripped down. And I don't love that it has to be so stripped down in a lot of yoga studios. There are some studios that give you more freedom, but a lot of them don't.
right, because to me, like, it removes the essence of yoga. Like, yoga is about connection to source, for me at least. Yoga is about
Absolutely.
connection to source. It's my moving meditation, it's my prayer. Like, if
Right.
I'm, like, I'm literally praying right now as I'm doing my yoga. I'm giving thanks to movement, to the sun or to the moon, depending on if what type of flow I'm doing. So,
And it's tuning into yourself. Like, when is the last time you took stock of yourself and how you feel?
I mean, can we talk about God being a part of us first?
Period. And I love that you say that, because so many people well, I won't say so many. There is a misconception from some Christians that yoga is bad, because they think it's its own spiritual practice, or that the chanting is like you chanting to the devil or something. So I love that there's so many different ways to practice yoga so that we do feel comfortable and it doesn't have to fit this particular place. And we can educate people, but we aren't always given the space to educate, which
Girl, I can like I feel like that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother conversation because I was around a group of Christian people who was like low key side eyeing me, hating on me because I did yoga, but their children loved me. Period. Like all of y'all children would rather hang out with me than hang out with y'all. I think that says a lot about your character. But we ain't here to talk about y'all. I'm just simply saying
we're pointing out the facts. We're just pointing out the facts. That's what Libras do. Period.
we do this.
Mhm. Mhm.
But okay, so the next thing is like now we finna start getting into it. Like we get that you're a yoga teacher now, but let's start talking about some of these things on the heart. My phone keeps slipping and it's not my fault.
It's okay.
So
You're catching it.
what makes you feel like you have to people please?
What made me feel that way? Honestly, I think growing up, having to manage parents' emotions and what they're going through, that can mold children into kind of like tiptoeing and walking on eggshells so that your parents don't blow up. We can
Mm.
have a good day. Hmm.
And so like when we not we, but going through that's an unhealed child part of you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm so grateful for social media. Believe it or not, for the social media therapists who write out a lot of prompts now so that we can recognize those signs of those things that we thought were normal or that we know is a problem, but we don't know what the root of that problem is and how do we get to it so that we can heal.
Would you say that you still have like you still afraid to not people please? Like when you realize you people pleasing, do you feel more afraid to speak up for yourself or to tell somebody no?
It's more so I want to give people the benefit of a doubt.
Mm.
So I'm giving multiple chances for you to show me that you aren't who you already showed me that you are. So I'm trying to keep the peace as long as possible until I'm finally like, actually, this doesn't align. That's okay.
Actually, you know what?
I
It
literally had that
doesn't.
conversation today with someone. I was like, I appreciate the time we've spent together. I appreciate you introducing me to some new people. But honestly, I'm just not clicking with y'all. And
Mm.
there's no bad blood. I know we're going to cross paths. So I don't want you to think that I'm not going to speak because that's not the case. But I wish you well. I don't want to hang out, but I wish you well.
You know what? Honestly, and I don't know. I wouldn't know. I just kind of caught myself off guard. So you feeling like that's people pleasing? Because people break up with me, and I don't want to use the term break up, but I feel like people will like be like deuces bye, and I just be like, so what did I do? Like, where did I go wrong? Like, what happened? Because I was sitting over here giving you the benefit of the doubt, and you just kept throwing flags on the play. You just kept
Mhm.
going. But you know
And
how to
there are
say
those moments where I will overthink it and be like, what happened? Why did this happen? What did I do? And if I'm being honest with myself, there were red flags. So it's not me. So
like
it has
first
to get to a point where you just have to just change your mindset and be like, it's not me. This is what I
as
saw.
a Libra, it's never us.
I try not to tell myself that, but I know.
Never us. It is never us. It
It's
is
not.
definitely them.
Unless it's an
There's some
unhealed
type of
Libra. Absolutely.
fragility in your personality that's causing you to behave that way and to not accept this balance in your life. It's you. It's
And what's
you.
funny is when I tell people the truth, they don't want to tell me that I'm telling them the truth. They want to gaslight me into believing something else is happening. But then will later tell me, oh, yeah, you were right. Yeah, most of the time you're right. And I'm like, I know. Just
I know I was
fair.
right.
Let's be adults.
They be trying to play with us Venus ruled people. Like, don't first of all, don't play with us.
Yes, because we're so loving and forgiving, but don't take advantage because that's when you will see the Gemini side and nobody wants to see that.
I want to be real transparent right now. I totally set this whole live up wrong. You already know. Like, I'm so annoyed
We
right
are
now.
rolling with it and we are making it happen. So I love that we put ourselves out here to even do it. So that was the hard part, girl. We did it.
Girl, I was
We're gonna
like,
do better next time.
I was looking at this thing and I'm like, so is that me and her on there? And then it just kept like changing. And then I couldn't take it anymore. Like, I was like, let me just say something to her so she don't think I set her up real
No, no,
quick.
no, no, no. It's fine. I was like, I misunderstood her, but it's okay. And I'm so glad I put on real clothes.
Girl, because do you know I thought about coming on here in my I was gonna put my hoodie on because I'm cold right now. I was about
Yeah.
to put my hoodie on. I was just about to just come on here with my little, earlier I had the little frizzles on there.
Yeah.
I'm glad I decided to
And then
do
I was gonna
something
ask you, I
too.
was like, I don't think there's a title. Can you
I
add a
put
title?
I put worthy of elevation, which I feel is a
Oh,
great
I can't
title.
even see it. I didn't see it. Okay. As long as it's
Yeah,
there. I just can't see it.
yeah, I feel like worthy of elevation.
We accept so little, which is not okay. Which
And
speaks
then are
of, because
we
your Cash
accepting?
Doll song that you chose, I was like,
Say
yes.
what?
Your Cash Doll song that you chose? Wasn't it Cash Doll?
Oh yes, girl. At first I thought she was saying
Yeah.
something else.
Oh.
Because it's so true. I feel like she laid out them commandments for real.
Hmm.
Don't let nobody play with you. Don't fuck you over more than once, twice, baby. No. I'm when I tell you
Hmm.
it was so I and you know why I chose that song? Uh-oh.
I'm back. Sorry, a call came through. I should have put my phone on airplane mode.
She's busy right now. Can't
Right.
help you.
I'll call you back.
So yeah, that song, I just feel like that song it just put me in this mindset of not accepting less than what I know I'm what I deserve.
Period.
Because
Mhm.
people will try to,
Play in
people
our
will
face.
finagle you out of what you have told yourself, like, this is the price. This is the price.
Don't get me started.
Let's start. This is the price, and it's not going to change.
I can't share in this video because I'm still in the midst of it, but I'll be so happy when I can talk about that and not being paid the prices that I'm owed.
No, let's talk about it because it's a thing for real, and it happens no
Yes,
matter if you a
especially the
millionaire.
Black women.
If you a millionaire, if you a thousandaire, if you is living paycheck to paycheck, it happens to us all the time. And it's such a disservice to our community because why do you feel like I have to sit around here and mule for you and you're gonna get all of this energy, all of this my all that I'm pouring into this. I'm giving you 100% during whatever project I'm working on, and you feel like it's okay to short me. No, that's not okay.
Right.
And the moment that we speak out about unfair wages, she's a diva. She's being unrealistic. She first of all,
Mhm.
the type of person I am, I walked into this telling you what it was. I'm not
Right.
going to sit up here and tell you, oh well, this was the price right here, and then as I get into the project I'm going to change the price. No, this is what I want up front, and I'm expecting you to uphold your part of the bargain and pay what you said you were supposed to pay.
Mhm.
Now I have dealt with an individual that until I sent a demand letter to this particular individual, I don't think I was going to get payment, and I had already put in time, energy, effort, and it was like you said, people will gaslight you and tell you, "Oh, I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna do that," and this is me. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, sure. I'm gonna just wait. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt.
Right. That you're gonna
I'm,
do right by me, and nine
I'm,
times out of 10, they not. They not.
and what I learned along this journey was I'm not going to have any expectations of anybody moving forward. Like,
How
cause
do
my
you do that as a
expectation.
Libra? That's so hard for me to not have expectations.
Yeah, no, and being a child with a father, let me see how I can say that. Being a child with a mother, oh wow. They said, don't talk about that. That's not the time. This is not your journey. Don't talk about that. Okay. But being a child whose mother was like, you know what I'm saying? Like her word was bond.
Mhm.
And then having other individuals in the community say, oh, I'm going to show up. And then they never show up. She went away. Come back.
Wait. Oh no. Okay, I'm back. Okay.
Okay. So like, and then like they never show up. It's like that childhood should have taught me to not have expectations of others. That's all I'm saying.
Mhm.
That should have told me not to have expectations, even of grown people when they say they're going to do something,
Mhm.
because people's first choice is always self.
Mhm.
And I feel like the people that are continuously putting themselves first, no matter the outcome of the situation for you, the other person that's involved in the party, those are the people that are winning.
Yeah. Quote unquote.
That's,
Not
that's all
really.
I'm gonna say.
But yeah, it's hard for me to not have expectations. And maybe it's because I have expectations for myself. So I'm trying to decrease having expectations, but it's really hard.
And do you think that comes with I'm every woman? Because that's on your list. Like,
Yeah. Oh, I am hyper independent and not intentionally. I want to be soft,
she's like, I
but
want to be
people
soft.
don't allow me to be
Soft life me right now. Like, put me in my soft girl
expeditiously.
era.
I will make your life amazing. And
So,
mine too.
if
Um,
what would soft girl life look like? Like if you could be in your soft girl era, what would that look like to you? Because that looks different for everybody.
Right. It does. Absolutely. Soft life for me is time freedom first, period. I get to wake up and move how I want to move when I want to move. I know with having a business, there's still some parameters there, but overall, just being able to like come and go as I please, and not having to ask someone, "Can I go on PTO, please? Can I please go?" That's the biggest one I think for me is just the time freedom.
See, when I think about soft girl life, I'm thinking about having a few more children,
Okay.
getting paid to have those children, and I'm talking about a salary pay each child. I'm talking 250, 300K per baby.
Would you be
That's
a
the
surrogate?
salary. Huh?
Would you be a surrogate?
Girl, I ain't being nobody's. Them my children. I can't do that. I be too
Understood.
attached. They be like, when I say that, I mean, cause I'm gonna have a rich baby daddy, and
Period.
like let's put it out there.
Right.
So like just I feel like that's soft girl life for me, and then just being able to jump on a flight and go and experience cultures of different countries and people and experience them and all that they have to offer.
Mm-hmm.
Like and eating vegan food. I'm
Mm-hmm.
vegan, so, you know what I'm saying?
And
Give me
being
a
able to
fruit platter.
leisurely enjoy life. Like we are always on the hustle and bustle of going to the next thing. It's like I just want to take a moment to just like take in life for a little while without having to move on to the next thing.
Girl,
Um,
I wish I could invite. We're gonna talk after, like
yeah.
we gonna catch up because I feel like maybe you need to like just take a trip.
But I have. And I think though, when I took the trip, I was still working at the time for a company that was draining my life force. So I didn't
Mm.
really get to enjoy the trip like I wanted to, but still appreciated it. It was when I went to Chicago last month. So I still appreciated it for what it was. I got to go to their beach, which I didn't even realize they have beaches, but they have the lake, so they made beaches. And I loved it. But
You what?
they have beaches. I love the beach. Like I love being
You
at the
said
water.
you said I loved it.
Oh, did I? Probably. I'm so country.
I loved it. I love that for
That's
you.
how much I loved it.
That you loved it.
Right. I did loved it. I feel like I get glimpses of my soft life. So like for instance today, I got to practice yoga most of today. I practiced 3 times technically. Once I taught and 2 other times were just for my personal practice. That is soft life for me. Being able to go do that. Cause I love yoga. Like, yeah, that's soft life. Being able to practice yoga all day and be able to travel the world practicing yoga and hopefully get paid for it. That would be beautiful.
And that, when we started out in class, I feel like that was the goal for me to
Okay.
travel the world teaching yoga and just spreading this, you know, this frequency of love and light and just trying to enlighten people and bridge that, like put that connection between damn, I'm on this hustle and bustle every day and finding some peace and time when I feel like there's no time in my day for a 5 minute meditation.
Right. How do you find time for yourself? Because you have a child. I don't remember how many children you have. I'm sorry.
Girl, I got one.
Okay.
Don't
Can you
do
say,
that to
don't put
me.
that on me?
Like I want more, but yeah,
Yeah.
she's over there. Like right now, she's being peaceful. Can you believe that? Like she chose peace tonight. Earlier, she
Yeah.
was on something else. I don't
She
know.
understood the assignment for tonight. She knew that it needed to be quiet. Hmm.
Girl, she got her Disney Plus on right now. I don't
Hmm.
know who thought about streaming stuff, but thank God because
So
Disney
helpful.
comes in clutch.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um,
But
did we
yeah, how do you
finish?
find time for yourself as a mom?
Did we finish all the songs?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Nope, darling. That it was bridging there. It was bridging there. But how do I find time for myself as a mom? I don't. We are like Velcro. She and I are always together, and I love that because when I when I in my planning for her, I
Mhm.
wanted her to be able. I'm the oldest of five. And with me
Okay.
being the oldest of five, I feel like I grew up a lot quicker, like most children in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like, we
And
had
eldest
responsibility.
daughters. We grow up
Huh?
fast. I said, and eldest daughters.
Like, we literally, like, we're the managers of the house.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We're the supervisors, we the managers, we make sure things get done around here. Because
Can
when
I
mama
ask, do you
ain't
work
here,
in project management now?
huh?
Or have you ever worked in project management?
As a project manager,
Yeah.
I would like to say yeah.
I asked because I saw a joke on social media and it said that most first daughters are project managers because we're so used to having to juggle our homes that we make great project managers now.
Yeah, I don't have. Yeah, I can see that. It's definitely there. That's another topic
Yeah,
because I'm so serious. Like, yeah, managing projects, managing. I ain't gonna talk about nobody's son, but yeah.
understood. Well, Mama, you got to start making some time for yourself. So you need to start managing that. You
Oh
can't
no,
be
the
like,
time for myself. I, girl, the time for myself is there. It's shared time, and I don't mind it. I
okay,
really don't because she's learning a lot. Like, she learns so much from me, and that I pride myself in being her teacher, her doctor, her nurse. Like, I take my mother role as serious as a person who clocks in as a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. Like, that's how serious being a mom is to me because when else do you get to make such an impact on somebody else's life?
right.
I don't know that there has ever been a time in my life where I didn't lean into the community of mothers and come back feeling nourished when my mother wasn't available
Mhm.
because it was five of us.
Right.
So my mama might not always understand some of the stressors that I'm dealing with when she having to deal with this little Gemini child over here, or this Aquarian child over here, and me and my Libra wanting balance. I don't want to eat everything that everybody else is in the house eating. I'm on this completely like health and holistic lifestyle journey, and all the rest of my family is like, you know what? We finna drink, we finna smoke, like we just gonna do our thing. So I I take I like being a mother is just chef's kiss,
I
and
love
that's why I
that.
want two more. That's why I want two more so I can keep
Okay.
doing it.
I love that. I love hearing when women are like, I want more children. I'm like, do tell, because most people don't make this seem fun. But I
But
love that y'all really take it seriously and understand the assignment of having to pour into our future generations and understanding that they're watching you and how they're going to navigate this world. So you're doing a great
I think the more like I think if people understood like children are really sent here to save you
job.
more than
Absolutely.
you're here to like it's more so that you're just being a protector and a guider than anything. But
I
um
say that all the time about my sister. We're 19 years apart. And I always say that she saved me.
19 years, girl, that's your baby.
I know, right? I was going to college when my mom had her.
Girl, I ain't gonna talk about your mama, but go ahead, mama.
Right? Like they literally started over. I was like, what's happening? A lot of people think that they like remarried or something. It's like, no, same parents.
Your mama said, well, I ain't trying to have no empty nest. Period.
Well, she about to now because my sister just turned 18 and she's a senior in high school. So the time has
Oh,
come. It's here, babes. You gotta figure it out by yourself. But yes, the song Darling. I love Beautiful Chorus. When I was my most depressed in life and I was not feeling like I aligned with the music I was hearing on the radio, of course, I was like, I gotta find something else. And I just so happened to stumble upon Beautiful Chorus, and it's a lot of like kind of affirmation music where they're just really speaking positive things into you. And Darling is telling you to keep your head up and hey, today may not be great, but tomorrow may be better. Kind of like what Glorilla said. Every day don't the sun don't shine, but that's why I love tomorrow. So I love Darling. I play it in most of my yoga classes at the end when people are in Savasana. That him, Faith's him, and Breathe It In are probably my top three for a beautiful chorus. But I love like most of it. It's such a beautiful song.
I thought that song was just so reflective because sometimes we need that small amount of reassurance that it's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm. Or to tell
And
you that you're beautiful.
hmm,
And to tell you that you're beautiful. Because some people don't hear that they're beautiful.
some people don't know that it's okay. That what they're going through is a part of life, but it's not the conclusion. It's not the end all be all.
Yes.
Like
Mm-hmm.
this is your condition right now. It is not your conclusion. This is a moment. It's not gonna last forever. And that's what I like when I hear songs of affirmation that just speak to that part, I'm just like, yes. Reassure me that you are holding and guiding me, that if I jump into this water right now, the water is going to help me float and I'm not going to sink to the bottom.
Exactly. It's like the saying, you can't see the forest for the trees. When you're in the situation, it's like,
When you in the
I'm
thicket.
dying.
When you in the thicket, baby.
And then you get
So
to the other side, and it's like, okay, the lesson, the lesson. Thank you for the lesson.
mhm. So you could come get this child at any time. But no, because she literally just came over here and blew up the spot. It's like you spoke her up. I was like, now here
Right?
she comes,
And
because
what's
she was
funny
over
is
there
I didn't
minding
even
her.
notice until you said something. I'm just like background noise.
Nah, she
It
done
does
came
not
over here,
bother me at all.
done blew up the
That's
spot.
life. It's okay.
I think that it is so important to acknowledge like when things are no longer in alignment.
Yes.
And for you right now, you're transitioning through, a job or leaving a job contract or whatever. Um, what are you no longer wishing to accept from friends, family, and business relationships?
Not keeping their word. It's a really big pet peeve when people say things and their actions and words don't align. And I allowed that to slide for so long that now it's just like, okay, I'm going to say something one time, but if it happens again, I'm probably going to cut it off. If I don't, I may give you three strikes before I'm just like, okay, this is a habit and I can no longer do it.
This is a habit.
This is a habit. And so I'm having to have boundaries, even with my family, about what I will and will not do, how I will and will not spend my time. And I no longer apologize for that. This is what it is. At least you get to see me. So really just making sure that I call my energy back from how I've been allowing it to just spill all over the place and giving too much of myself without pouring back into myself. So boundaries. Lots of boundaries. Yeah.
Would you say that you're like a good boundary setter, or do you feel like?
It was something I had to learn.
Mhm.
Something I definitely learned in my 30s. I think I've always had some boundaries, but they weren't firm. And I've gotten a lot firmer about boundaries in the last few years. But it's a journey because every day the world is going to test you like, oh, remember when you said this is who you are now? Yeah, let's see if you're really going to stick to that. Hmm.
What What do you feel like gives you value?
What gives me value? Hmm. Being kind because it costs nothing. And so few people are kind.
Mhm.
Um, I think that makes me really valuable in a world that's really mean because I really genuinely want the best for people and want them to heal and find that healing in whatever way that comes for them. Um, Yeah, I think my kindness is what makes me valuable.
Would you feel that some people might take your kindness as being nice? Because I feel like when you're kind, that's different than when you're being nice. Because being nice can be considered sometimes being foolish.
It's a thin line.
So do you feel like sometimes people might
Yeah,
take
they
that
try
as
to
you
take
being
advantage.
foolish? Huh?
I said, yeah, they try to take advantage.
I'm not saying take advantage, but like they play like they feel like they can play you because they
Hmm.
feel like you're not gonna say anything or like maybe you might be a pushover or something like
And people do and have tried, and
that.
they have so.
It was the and have tried like because who they think they playing with though.
Truly. And I try to say it as nicely in my customer service voice as possible. You got me fucked up.
Girl, I feel like Libras like it. Oh my gosh, it's like we gonna accept it
Hmm.
for a little bit, and we might accept a little bit more, and maybe a little bit more. But baby, once we done, we done. It's
Yeah.
over, done
For me,
deal.
it's like the first time it's like, did I just hear what I think I just heard? And then I get to overthinking, like we talked about earlier, and just play it back a million times. Like, what did that say? And is that, am I tripping? No, I'm not tripping. And then when it happens again, you're like, oh, wait. Because I remember when that last time something was a little off too. And so, like you said, you may let it slide one more time. And then it's like, okay, yeah, now I'm gonna have to speak up for myself and let my throat chakra speak because you are trying to play with me right now, and I'm not that one or the two.
Baby, I could probably never even be the one for you. So what had happened was is you thought you thought wrong. But anyways,
But people think you won't go off or stop talking to them or walk away from the situation. And I'm in a place, and I've been in a place where I do not care and I will walk away.
and I think that's where a lot of people misconstrue where I am in my journey. Like I think people want to try to poke the bear so much. Like, well, let's see if she gonna pop now. Let's see if she gonna go off now. And it's not that I won't go off. I just don't feel like it's worth me giving you that type of energy. Why would I put that type of energy out into the universe so that shit could like excuse me, but so that could come back later? No, you're not worthy of that. Like you're not worthy of that amount of power because I'm gonna give it to you regardless. You
Mhm.
probably gonna get cussed. Oh my god, bro, I will
Mhm.
cuss you out like Bernie Mac, bro. Do not play with me. But is it worth it though? Are
And we
you
pick
worth
our
that?
battles. And I think as Libras, when we pick our battles, people think that we're being fake. And it's like, this isn't fake. This is, you don't want to F around and find out. I'm trying to save
This
you,
is
not
wisdom.
me.
This is wisdom at its finest
Yeah.
because why? Like I can't. I used to get so mad with people that I would. Okay, wow. Can we not? Can we stop? Can we stop? But anyways, I used to get so mad at people that I would allow like myself to be mad for hours.
Yes. Days. Days.
Days. I've been there. Silent treatment. I'm not speaking to you, bitch.
We have nothing to talk about, baby. What did you apologize for what you did? Oh, we have nothing to talk about.
Would walk like I'm talking about people would make me mad. I would be needing them for a ride, baby. I'm a walk. I'm
I
a
don't think I've ever
walk.
done that.
You think I need you? Psh, God gave me feet, bruh. I will like I don't think that's
Hmm.
called being stubborn, but then I just had to come to this realization of like you're really putting yourself more through it than what you need to be doing. So now I'm just at this place of you can't if I allow you, if I give you that power over me to control me in any aspect outside of what I already can control, I'm telling you right now that you're more powerful than me.
Exactly.
And ain't no way in hell.
Right.
ain't no way that I'm finna allow myself to tell nobody that.
Hmm.
Nah, or give somebody that type of energy. Nah,
You have to
I'm
change your
better than
mindset. It's hard, but you have to really change your mindset. So for me, the job that I left that was a blessing in disguise, hallelujah. Um, I had someone that was always kind of trying to poke the bear, like you said, and get a reaction out of me. And so I finally had to just think like, do I really need this person in my meeting? Do our roles cross enough to where she needs to be here? Is she contributing to the conversation? No? Okay, I can take you out my meeting. I don't need you here.
period.
Mhm.
I
So
really,
you have
you
to just
just,
reframe it and take your power back and then call your power back, which is what I'm working on.
girl. And I think the more that we realize that we are able to call our power back, I think the more in tune with self we become.
Absolutely.
Not, and I'm not saying that as like some type of cliche thing to say because that should be the obvious. Like once you start reclaiming your power, then yeah, you coming back to yourself. But I'm saying that because I think people overlook that one aspect of growing into themselves. Because
Mhm.
sometimes we can grow, but we allowing other people to shape what that growth looks like.
Mhm.
Because other people are saying, well, I feel like you should be doing this. Other people trying to plant seeds in your life for you to become fruitful for their benefits.
Mhm.
But if you can manage your own garden, if you could sit up there and say, you know what, I don't really even like apples like that. So why is there what the hell? Why is
Right.
there this apple tree here? Or why
You
are
start
these
to realize
pears being
it's
planted?
yours and what's been planted as seeds that other people put into you. But a lot
Right?
of people aren't ready to face themselves, which is hard. It's hard for people to sit in stillness in yoga because of that. Because they're like, I don't want to deal with the thoughts in my head. And it's like, well, the only way out is through, baby. So you're going to
The
think,
only way out is within, baby.
yeah.
And I
Mm,
think that'd be the hard part for people.
yes.
Hell, that'd be the hard part for me sometimes. Cause it's like, do I really want to sit here and think about that? Probably not.
I kind of like it.
No,
But
you know
I
what?
like the introspection. Like I like always taking stock of how I feel. What have I gone through? How can I show up better for myself and for those people that I say that I love? So it's something that I'm constantly practicing, especially with my own personal yoga practice. But yet to your point, a lot of I hear a lot of people that are like, I don't want to do any introspection. I don't want to think about myself. No, they're not ready, and that's okay. It's their journey.
That shadow work ain't nothing to play with.
It's not. And I just let the tears flow.
That
Drink
shadow
lots of
work.
water.
And I see you over there down in yours, baby. I'm using my cup as a. You realize my
A
phone
holder.
stopped sliding. So I put my cup there because I don't know, like the little stand thing is like the table. It just keeps sliding. Maybe I
Sliding
should have got
off.
like a towel or something.
It's so hard to find good stands, truly. And I keep losing a stand. Like I've lost the same one twice. Like I bought it, lost it, and bought it again. And I lost it again. And I'm just like, I don't know if I'm buying this again. Like, what is happening?
Let's see. What have you been feeling intuitively about business, travel, family, and where you're headed? I know that's like a loaded question, but
Okay. Business. I feel like I am headed in the direction of doing more community activations. It's in line with what I was doing for my previous job. So learning a lot there. It's like I can do this in a different way where I can bring yoga to people and try to really tap into the mental health space. Because I really want people to use yoga as a mental health tool because therapy is not accessible for everybody. Hell, it ain't accessible for me. So I want people to be able to use yoga as that tool to save them because yoga truly has saved my life. I've been through so many therapists trying to find the right therapist. My last therapist ghosted me. Um, so yoga has been my therapy, which is, I guess, why I'm just like I love the introspection and learning more about myself, especially in these last few years, just really listening to my body and being more aware of myself and my body and what is my thoughts and what am I really interested in versus what people have planted is who I am. So I really see my business moving in that direction as far as travel. Very similar. So I will tell you, I want to do a yoga tour next summer where I go to 10 different cities. So I have five, and I'm going to see in these next few months, like what's going on with my analytics to see where those other five places are going to be, or maybe leave it up to the sponsor. We'll see. Family, I see me deepening my relationships with them in different ways because, again, people show you who they are. And I'm learning to believe them, but they're still family and they haven't done anything to harm me. So I will just deal with them at a
Oh,
distance.
girl, I thought she was freezing. I was about to say, oh no. It unfroze. It like froze for like a
Oh,
millisecond.
okay,
And I was
cool.
like,
Okay.
oh no.
Yeah, so deepening my relationships with them because my sister, like I said, is graduating high school, so she's going to college in a few months. So I just really want to spend as much time with her as possible within the next year before she goes off to college. And then deepening my relationships with my parents, my brothers, my grandmother while she's still here. She's the last grandparent I have. So just spending more time with them. So again, decentering romantic relationships, really spending time with my family. Like I see them a lot. They live like 45 minutes from me, and I see them almost once a week.
See,
Yeah.
I love that for you. Like just building that family connection. I'm excited about your 10 city yoga tour. Like I feel like that is clutch.
So excited.
Like that's gonna be fire. And hopefully maybe you will be able to like throw like maybe like a retreat into one of the cities. So maybe it'll be like a 3 day whatever. But that's just me being extra.
You're not being extra. You are on the right track, girl. You know we here. I'm just trying to put all the little pieces together for it to make sense and me not to burn myself out.
Yeah. Hopefully let's try to get some grant funding for this next
That's
like
exactly what I'm trying to do. I literally was talking to another woman tonight that was talking about grants. So this is aligned. And she was asking about grant writers. And I was like, no, I don't know any. But girl, just go in there and apply and just get better at writing. Use
have
ChatGPT.
you have you heard of Skip?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so after this, go to Skip. I think it's called skip.com
I'm
and you
pulling
can
up on my.
look up like all like you can apply on, don't go now. You got to wait till I send you my link, girl. Don't be trying to sign up. Yeah,
Oh,
girl.
got you.
Yeah, I
Thank
mean,
you.
you can go and look, but don't
Well,
sign up without my link.
I don't think I pulled up the right thing. Like it went to a weird web page, but
It's
I'll.
like blue and white.
Okay.
Oh wow, I'm wearing white and you're wearing blue. Oh. So yeah. But it's called Skip. But it's like
Okay.
a grant platform, and they put like every Tuesday and Thursday, I believe, you can apply for $1,000 grant,
Oh,
and it's
cool.
and all you do
Right.
is hmm?
No, I'm saying yeah. So that makes it easy to be able to apply if it's already on the platform.
Yep, and it's like they do a live raffle, so they give away 1,000 grants every Tuesday and Thursday.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
easy.
so
And that's what I was telling her. I was like, this one lady who also makes candles, I was watching her story and she said she applied to 2 to 3 grants a week until she started winning more money. And now she has her own brick and mortar and she's doing great. So I was like, yeah, you got to get on the cadence and just start applying. And eventually you'll get it.
yeah, I hope that she does that. No, I'm just playing. I was about to say I hope she could do that for me, cause child, I'll be I'll
You
be
may be able
applying
to
for
hire someone
grants.
to apply, but be cautious because she also paid for someone to apply to grants for her, and that person did not do what they were supposed to do. So if you do go that route, make sure you check their references.
Girl, I am frugal friend. I will I will sweep the ocean before I try to pay somebody for some. What? girl,
Same. I will figure it out myself. Mhm.
always.
Mhm.
Um, what are 5 things you're grateful for that if you woke up tomorrow and you were in a bubble that you feel like you just couldn't live without?
So I'm in a bubble, and 5 things I'd be grateful for that have to come into this bubble with me.
Basically.
A rose vibrator, number one, absolutely. Please, thank you. Um, I'm so grateful for that vibrator. It's amazing. It makes you come in like 30 seconds.
Period. Yeah, because I'm not about to be out here not maximizing myself. Like self love. We talked
Exactly,
about that.
exactly. Manifesting through myself, baby. 5 things I'm grateful for that I would bring. A plant, because I like looking at live things, not necessarily animals, but a live plant would be great. I'm so grateful for them. In exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide.
Right. So you're not gonna die. Good job.
Right?
I like that.
I was like, because I gotta breathe in this bubble. What
How am I
else?
gonna breathe in this bubble? I mean, okay. Let's. The bubble is like there's nature in the bubble. It's not like a
Okay.
boys
It's
bubble.
not okay. So I'm not like the bubble boy. Have you
Yeah.
seen that
No, you're
movie?
not like no, not like that. It's just like I can't think of
Just
the name
I'm
of that
in
movie.
like
What's it called?
an island and I want 5 things to take with me. Like that.
No, you're not on an island because there's other people, but you're just inside of a bubble.
Oh,
Like, like if your house, you have a house, but it's like surrounded. Have you seen that episode of The Simpsons where that big bubble was all over the city and the
yes.
people inside of Springfield couldn't leave?
Yes, 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 yes.
Feel like
Okay.
that.
5 things. Okay. Still the
See, so
vibrate.
you still have community. Community's still there,
Okay.
but y'all inside of this bubble together, and this is it.
Do we have food?
It's like, is there food there?
Do I need to
Yes.
account for this?
We're gonna
Okay.
give y'all food. It's there.
Okay. Definitely books.
Okay.
Lots of books. As many as possible. I don't even care what they are. Just books so I can read.
I like that.
um, is there technology here in this bubble?
I mean, what are you gonna say? What do you
I was
need?
gonna say if there's not technology, but I can bring technology, I would bring an iPod with as much music as possible.
The iPod.
Yeah, like the old iPod that had the circle. Like it's not touchscreen. Pre
I know
that.
what you're talking about. You talking girl.
I don't know how primitive I need to be. But I forgot. Okay, grateful. We're grateful. Okay, gratefulness. Okay.
My girl says she bringing out the old school iPod back. Girl,
I need music to listen to.
there's title. I mean, there's Spotify still. I just said y'all in the bubble and can't leave. My girl said I want my
Okay, we just can't
iPod.
leave.
Bring that back. Can
Okay.
you bring that back?
I feel like I was put in a bubble. Have you seen the movie The Village? No, it's okay. So so in this movie, they're kind of like in a bubble in a sense, but then they made these people live like they're in the 1700s. And it's really like 2009 outside.
Okay, so oh my gosh, you made this so complicated. I
I
just
know. And I was like, wait, gratefulness, gratefulness. Back to the topic. I'm still grateful for the vibrator. It's still going to remain.
All right, so we got the rose and we
I'm
got
always
books.
grateful for, yes, rose books. I feel like I'm always grateful for intangible things like my breath because it tells me that I'm healthy, my family, but they're already in the bubble.
She
Um,
said they already in the bubble.
What would I bring in the bubble? What am I grateful for in the
Okay,
bubble?
family is a good one because your family
Okay.
could have been like accidentally traveling to another city and now they're not in the bubble. So family, okay, yeah, no.
Okay. Yes, I will bring my family into the bubble. I genuinely enjoy them. So that's three. Two more. What am I grateful for? I got clothes, right?
Clothes are in the bubble, ma'am. You are not Adam and Eve. We are not naked.
Um, grateful for, grateful for. Okay, can I bring vinyls then? Or do I already have vinyls? Because you said the iPod was outlandish, but is vinyls
I mean,
outlandish?
you could bring whatever type of music apparatus you want. My girl is trying to bring 8 tracks back. Like, girl, we wasn't even around then. I would rather you keep the iPod. Like,
I am worried about the state of music in this bubble. It's already bleak out here.
I mean, why you just can't listen to Sexy Red all the time?
Time and place.
I'm just saying. You could.
Sometimes I like to throw it in a circle, but time and place. And I bring puzzles because I'm so grateful for
Puzzles.
puzzles to like help me just calm myself. I
Okay.
like puzzles. It's weird, I know. It's my calming mechanism. That's all I got. I can't think of anything good for being grateful for. I'm sorry.
No, girl, I feel like your list is great. Please don't say sorry. I feel like if anybody tells me sorry, like this is that I think what that's one of my and this is going to be one of my questions, but like what is your pet peeve or ick? That's my pet peeve and ick. Don't tell me
People say
sorry.
sorry. Okay.
Because I feel like one is implying that maybe you're like a sorry ass individual. Not you. You're
No,
not
I get
that.
what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it implies that there's some type of lack on your behalf. And I just feel like men are notorious for saying, I'm sorry. Bitch, you really not sorry. You really unintentionally, intentionally are gonna do that again. I
Yeah.
feel like when people tell me sorry, it means I'm going to do it again. My
I
daughter tell
love
me
that, Jim. Thank you. I'm gonna tuck that in. Thanks.
my daughter tells me sorry like 3 times or 4 times a day for the same thing. Like, I'm sorry. No, you're not. You
Mm-hmm.
definitely sat over there on that phone and didn't do your homework for purpose. Like,
It's a
I'm sorry.
habit. It's a habit saying I'm sorry, but words have power. So thank you for bringing that to my awareness. I'm not sorry.
Yeah, because you're not. You're amazing. You're powerful. You're
Like
beautiful. You ain't nothing sorry about you.
the light in me sees the light in you.
Oh, I love that. See, balanced reflections. Are we here?
Always.
We here. What is your toxic trait?
My toxic trait. I feel like I thought about this a few days ago, like it randomly popped in my head, and now I can't remember what it was. Oh my God, what was it?
Don't be shy now, little Miss Rose.
Right? What is my toxic trait? Like to myself or in a relationship? That's how I distinguish.
Hmm. That's a good question. Maybe let's do both.
Of course, you're gonna say both.
Yeah, I mean let's
To
let's balance
myself,
it out.
when I am stressed, I will pick at my face.
You
It's
will
really
pick
bad.
in your face.
hmm Like I know you can't see my acne, but I'll pick everything that doesn't feel smooth. I'll just all day.
Girl, because your skin is like glowing right now. I'm so mad that you keep talking
Mm,
about that. Like your skin
no,
looks perfect.
it's not. This is just good lighting and aloe.
It's the light, honey, and the aloe. We gonna give it to mother, okay?
Yes, you can't see what's actually happening. And my headband's kind of covering too, because I break out really bad here, my jawline, my cheeks. Yeah. I told you it's bad, but it's getting better.
You gonna get
But my
there.
toxic trait in a relationship, then I'm gonna hold you accountable.
They don't hold you accountable.
No, that I hold them accountable, so I'm gonna keep nagging about it.
Dude, is that really nagging though?
It's not, but they feel like it is. So to them, it's probably toxic.
Because if you're not doing the things you say you was gonna do when you said you was gonna do them, I'm here to remind you to do that expeditiously.
Right. But I don't know if I had to choose a one for me, like maybe that I can be nonchalant sometimes.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, I got you. So my toxic trait is I will get in relationships with people even though I know I don't really like them that much because and it's not like I'm like, "Oh my god, I hate them." No, it's like I'm getting to know them and they want to take it further and maybe I'm not there yet and I'm too coward to say I'm not there yet and I just be like, okay, I guess we're in a relationship.
You know what? Hmm. I don't
That's
know. I
toxic
think that
because
you
I
think
will
that's
stay with them
toxic.
for years instead of just breaking it off.
Mm. Okay. Well, I like your toxic trait. Well, I mean, it's not healthy.
It's not, and I'm learning my lessons. I have learned my lesson, especially after this last relationship. Thank you. I know I'm gonna get tested again, but I've learned my lesson.
I feel like the conversation we had earlier was just where I wanted it to be. Like I
I
wish
know. It was different. Yeah,
it
yeah,
was.
yeah.
I'm so, but I'm gonna just
Maybe
put
it's
both
because
of
we're
my.
like really live for real.
And that's what I was afraid of. That's why I was trying to do this, like not
It's
live, but
okay, but we tried. So yeah,
we're
we can
gonna
do
try
this
it
next time.
again.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
don't
for sure.
know.
This was great. We can do this as much as you want.
She's like, as much as you want, honey.
Yeah,
I'm
this
here
was
for
fun.
that.
I'm having a great time.
So here's a question that's kind of like my nose is itching. I hate. Excuse me.
It's okay. We're not looking.
Right. I'm like, she's like, put the finger down. No, because it's just like my nose ring. Sometimes it just like itches, and I see, and I was doing it like looking at the camera that time. Excuse me,
Do you have allergies? Maybe that's what's flaring you up.
girl. That's. I do not have allergies. I answered that so professional. I am so proud of myself, girl, because somebody would have been listening to this live. They would have like, this heifer is racist. No, I just feel like that's for people with like the light skin genes. Sorry, excuse me, but like, cause my sister
I
has
could-
allergies, and
okay.
she read like I always tell her like you're a defect, and
I didn't get allergies until I got older, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, what is happening? Everything's attacking my body. I don't like it.
the darker the berry.
I know, and it's so crazy because my dad is dark skinned, but I got like his other traits, but not his melanin. So I don't know
It's
what
okay, girl. Just go lay in the sun.
I know. I tried to get as much sun as I could this year before it started getting cold out.
Oh, I love the cold. Oh my gosh. I just feel like the winter in my skin, like autumn, winter, my skin, it's like they marry each other. They be like, we outside. Like for real. Like, oh my God.
No, I like being nice and warm. I'm starting to like being colder now that I'm getting older. But overall, I want to be warm. Mhm.
I mean, I do prefer like, summer weather, but I feel like when the winter comes, I could dress like I could pretend that I'm not cold and still be that girl. Like I could go outside with like boots and fur and a crop top. They'd be
Yes,
like, "Aren't you cold? My feet are very warm. Thank
right.
you."
And it's not even necessarily about like summer weather because it gets very hot here. But like spring, fall. If it could be like that most of the time, I'd be happy without the pollen because we have pollen really bad here.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm not affected by pollen, but spring it just be so rainy. It's like, or like right before spring, it'd be so rainy. So I don't know.
Yes. And what state are you in again?
You know, I'm here, I'm there, everywhere.
Understood.
I'm just a little bit everywhere. I don't want to say this is the last question because I evaded some of the harder questions just because I was like, oh my gosh. But what part or role do you feel like you played in any type of like pain that you are experiencing like right now?
Hmm. So I had a conversation with a friend earlier today, and she brought up that I may stew in those feelings of hurt and over analyzing them. How we are talking earlier about overthinking about things, and maybe bringing those emotions and stuff back because I'm craving that feeling. So maybe ruminating in the past too much, I think, is how I am contributing to that.
Mm. Okay. And when you because there was supposed to be solutions to some of this stuff and
Right. We have been going with the flow. That's why I said this is just a trial run. We'll do this
right.
again.
Okay, so since we're just talking about it being a trial run, so this isn't gonna like it's gonna post, but then it's gonna like not be there. It's gonna be unlisted, and then it's gonna reschedule and repost again on the first.
Okay.
So just so you
Cool.
know, so everybody watching it live, y'all caught the behind the scenes,
The uncut.
right? Like, bruh, uncut for real. So it's gonna repost on November 1st, and then I put it for 11/11
Perfect.
Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
So yeah, just wanted to put that out there to the ethers or whatever's. Um, I asked you that. Oh, what does forgiveness look like for you?
Whew. Forgiveness for me starts with acknowledging that I'm still angry
Mm.
and trying to transmute that anger in some way, whether that is me moving my body or journaling it out how I feel so I can at least get it out. Um, yeah, just finding ways to kind of try to move that energy. And then I will journal usually around the full moon, and I will burn the things that I want to release. And so usually people that I need to forgive is one of them. And then well, I won't say constantly, but maybe at least once a week, I tell myself, I forgive this, I forgive that, or I forgive this person, I forgive this situation, so that I can speak it out into the universe that I'm releasing it. And I'm noticing that as I'm starting to do that, those thoughts don't come as frequently. And the anger isn't as intense as it could be.
Because I have like I was saying earlier, I the mothers have always been there, and sometimes you got I don't want to say like you got good moms, you got bad moms. You know what I'm saying? Like some mamas is really about that life. They be like,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? But so there is this particular like some people. I'm trying to figure out how to say this. So I have a teacher who teaches like forgiveness is a weak component for a woman to have because it allows society to continuously use you. I felt like that wasn't something I could fully take on because I felt like it was making me like feel bitter and like
Right.
but at the same time
I see what they're saying, but I feel like the other side of that is discernment. Because now with that forgiveness comes the wisdom from the lesson, whatever that lesson may have been. And so now you have that in your tool belt to take when you may encounter that again. And then it's up to you to act the same way you did last time or use your tools to make a different decision and move forward.
but see my thing is this right because sometimes I be on the path of I don't have to forgive you. Like
This is also
sometimes I really be on that I be on that type of energy like forgive you and then like you know how earlier we was talking about like oh we're gonna give it to God.
true.
Like we're gonna give it to God, and then I say like I will give certain situations like when it comes to like a person, like I might give that aspect over to like, God maybe. But if I feel like you really cross me in a way that's like me and God really can't even figure out, like, nah, Shawty, like forgiveness for what? I'm really about to place you on my altar.
I try not to do that to people. Like I really have to.
Now I'm really about to let my ancestors have their way with you, front, back, and forward. Like you really thought it was.
I feel you.
You ain't about to play
I
on my top.
Right. I have gotten to the place where it's like I'm going to forgive them so I can release that anger and the feelings around it. But don't ever think you're gonna play in my face again.
That and see, that's where I always have that. God is still working with me. God is still working on me because ain't no way. It's really, there just ain't no way. And there is no way that I'm gonna sit up here and say I forgive you, and then I still also have this other part of me that is very much attached to the fact that I don't have closure from the situation. And I think a lot of the time that's what it is, that I don't really have
Mhm.
the closure
Right.
that I'm seeking, or the other person isn't being as forthcoming with information or being honest about the situation in totality, because we're adults here. At any given point in time, you can choose not to lie no more.
But is that not the closure? You already know. You know they're not gonna tell you the truth. You know they're gonna lie. That's the closure.
Why are you being on their side right
I'm not.
now?
I take no sides. I'm a Libra. I give both sides.
See, and I think that's so beautiful that we are able to like really look at situations from both sides of that. Because I do that. You hear me doing it right now. I'm like, well, on this side and then on that side, and I feel like that's a trait that people overlook in us. It's not like we're straddling the fence. God gifted us with the ability to have bird's eye view of a situation.
Exactly.
And having that bird's eye view means I can see all sides of this situation, and I can choose. Now, is it the right path? I don't know. But I can kind of make a decision that most probably wouldn't choose
Right.
if given the opportunity to. And that's what I love about being a Libra, me, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
With
the one thing I do love about being a Libra.
mm-hmm. We're very objective.
You feel that way?
We can be. And when we do speak, it's from a place of experience versus like bitterness or pretentiousness or anything negative. It's usually from a place of this has been my experience. I'm speaking to you, really speaking to myself, and don't make my mistakes.
I love this conversation. I really wish. I feel like a rising time, you're gonna get that other part. So maybe we'll run this back again, and we'll get to more matters of the heart. I
Yeah.
feel like this is a great introduction to who you are as an individual, and just kind of who I am, and just getting a feel. And our music really, it showed parts of us that people may not really over understand. So just real quick, your playlist, your 5 songs was Darling by Beautiful Chorus, Alien Superstar by Beyonce, Glow's Prayer by Glorilla,
Period.
uh, Oh, I Am Every Woman by Shaka Khan, and Daft Punk Technology.
Technologic.
Right? So that was your playlist,
Yes.
and my playlist was
I
Yes
can
by
read it for you if you want me to.
you want to read it?
I can see it. Yeah, yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
you had Yes by Shekinah Glory Ministry. You had Bigger by Beyonce. You had Levels by Big the Plug. Big and the Plug. Big and
Big
the
X Plug, girl. Act like
Big
you know
X
you from
Plug.
Texas. Girl, I'm ratchet sometimes.
No, it's okay. We all are. How we loosen up our sacral and solar plexus. It's fine. Your next song was Simply Beautiful by Al Green, and it was beautiful. Your next song was Hold On by Glorilla. And then you had Cash Commandments by Cash Doll, which is also an amazing way to end your list.
Yeah, and I didn't get to speak on it, but that's Simply Beautiful by Al Green. Like, I'm low key like an old soul. I will sit around and listen to BB King and freaking like Betty Wright. Like, I'm that type of country. Like, that's how my family raised us. Like,
Right.
I'm that type of country. Like, I don't know how else to say that, but my granny owned a bar, sweetheart. So we was
That's
really,
cool.
she had a jukebox. You was talking about a vinyl record, but she owned a jukebox. We put a quarter into the jukebox. Like, that's how I grew up. So that Al Green was, just a little bit of homage, but that's also me trying to attract that love that I want. Like,
Yeah.
I'm the epitome of hopeless romantic. It
That's
sucks
what
so
we're here
bad.
for you.
It sucks so bad. Like,
It doesn't suck. It's a good thing. We're just in a time where there's not lots of lovers. And people are so jaded.
it's not even that. It's like why, the people that I do tend to attract. It's like, why you so like that's
It's
not
a
God.
test. It's
That's
all a
the message I
test.
gave you.
It's a test.
I be trying to call up Sierra, like, girl, how you put that prayer in for Wilson for Russell again? Cause
Absolutely. What was the prayer? Oh, she did post the prayer.
what was the prayer? Sierra, let me know. Cause
Yes.
she definitely got Future right on up out of there, and in breezed into her life Russell Wilson, who wants to have another baby with her and name is Cinco.
Like, cannot get enough of his wife. Okay, I love it. And taking care of
That's
all of them babies. I love it.
so, my love, tonight has been absolutely amazing. Thanks for coming on to Balance Reflections and just sharing a little bit. I mean, we did something, but hopefully it'll be better next time.
Yes,
So
it'll be
I
better
will
next time.
I will see you on the other side. And thanks for everybody who came tonight and partook in this. It was like I thought somebody was at my door. But girl, I got scared. It's late. Like,
It is late.
who out there? So again, peace, love, and light. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Good night.